Hi, I'm Annie Fitzsimmons. I'm your Washington REALTORS Legal Hotline lawyer, and this is an episode in our series entitled Trickle Down Compliance. The name of this series is born out of the fact that the license law and its supporting administrative code, the Washington Administrative Code, creates a lot of compliance issues for firms. This is a series that's going to pertain to all of our membership, because all of the firm compliance requirements begin with broker compliance. And if brokers are out of compliance under Washington's license law, they are individually responsible, as is the firm, for a failure of supervisory compliance. So I want to introduce to you two people who are here to help me explain all of the many concepts that we're going to discuss in this series entitled Trickle Down Compliance. Charlie Floberg.
Yes, I'm Charlie Floberg with Hawkins Poe. I am branch manager and managing broker.
And Jen Hawkins.
Yes, hello, Jen Hawkins, also with Hawkins Poe, team lead to my team for 15 years and also branch manager.
So Charlie, I want to start with you. Yep. You essentially wear the hat of designated broker at your firm, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and so you have responsibility for every broker licensed to the firm.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
And in fact, license law says that the designated broker has supervisory responsibility for every single broker licensed to the firm. That is a big hat, right?
It is, yes, most certainly.
So, and Jen, you said that you're branch manager.
Mm-hmm.
You're branch manager for your team. Is
Correct.
that right?
Yes.
And so tell me how it is. I'd like to hear about the delegation agreement. Let's start with that. Before we get to the delegation agreement, let's start with the concept of the difference between a managing broker and a regular broker. So in your firm, essentially the designated broker, and the designated broker can delegate supervisory authority to a managing broker who's also licensed to the firm. No managing broker's license, no delegation agreement, right? Yep. You can only delegate authority to a managing broker.
Yes.
You have a managing broker's license,
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me how this relationship between the two of you works through the delegation agreement.
Right. So we sat down and created what we call a delegation agreement, which is a requirement of the Department of Licensing. On that delegation agreement, we list out the exact responsibilities that the designated broker of the firm is then handing over to the managing broker of that team. And so we list out the exact responsibilities. Both parties then sign the agreement, both the designated broker and the managing broker sign that agreement. And then we often have to bring that up when we're audited with the Department of Licensing.
Okay. So did you delegate supervisory authority to Jen for the brokers on her team?
Yes. Yes.
Anybody else?
No, just the members of her team is her delegation.
Okay. And so as the supervising managing broker for the brokers on your team, what does that mean to you? What do you do for them that you wouldn't do for other brokers that are licensed to the firm?
So where it started is when both of the realtors that are operating on my team now both came to me early in their experience. And what I found and what made me go into this position is I found that I was giving advice and I was helping with negotiations and I was answering questions. And so it was feeling that role of the managing broker position. And so that was when we did form this and go that extra step, because it went from just being two co-listing brokers to help with days off and so on and so forth to me helping them grow their business. And so that was when we decided that that was an important step to take.
Did either of those brokers come to you in their first 2 years of licensing?
Yes.
Okay, so then were you able to review their contracts?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. We started out by saying that as a designated broker, the designated broker is responsible for all of the real estate activities that happen in the firm or come from brokers in the firm. How is that responsibility for you different for all of the brokers who are not subject to a delegation agreement or not under the additional authority of another managing broker?
Right. Well, it's very much the same in terms of what we need to do for record keeping storage. All of the documents have to still be presented to the firm in both situations. The difference is more in the day-to-day. So in the day-to-day with the brokers that are licensed under Jen's delegation agreement and her as a managing broker, those brokers are going to her for their questions, their mentorship, learning and training, things like that. And then the other brokers who are not are still coming to me for those kinds of things, or the firm.
Okay. So Charlie, is there ever a time, and you don't have to get too personal here, but is there ever a time when the idea of a team might bump up against an office policy or one of your firm management policies?
Well, essentially, the designated broker and the firm is responsible for all of the things that go on, even within the team. So truthfully, it doesn't really matter if those parties are a party of the team or if they are just brokers under the firm. All of them are still under the same supervision of the designated broker.
Yeah. Does that ever create an issue where the team wants to go a certain direction and the office policy kind of reins it back in somewhere else?
I wouldn't say it creates a situation, but it is definitely topic of conversation. And also it's important to remember when you're trying to grow a team that it's not where you go out and find a broker and bring that broker to your team. It's Hawkins Poe brings that broker on and they can then become part of your team. So it's very much an umbrella, and we're a subset of that umbrella.
But in reality, you probably do find brokers who you would want to be on your team, right?
Yes.
That's how your team's going to flourish.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
But what you're saying is that the authority to
still goes through the same process that every other broker goes through, joining Hawkins Poe first and then becoming part of Key to C team.
That's right. Okay. That makes all the sense in the world. If you have questions on this topic or any other, please visit warealtor.org and follow the links to the legal hotline. Thank you for being a Washington REALTORS member.